Hi, this is Tisch Aitken, and this is your report, your astrological report for May 31st, 2022. And, somebody just went around me. So anyway, so this is your report, and with that said, we have had a very intense time period. We had the new moon on Monday. We had a new moon on May 30th at 9 degrees and 3 minutes of the mutable air sign of Gemini. That officially ends eclipse season, and that's good news because this has been the heaviest eclipse period that I can remember in years. And I've unfortunately heard of a lot of loss and endings, more than usual, and sudden endings in a lot of cases, and quite a few actually. So it was a total lunar eclipse that occurred on May 15th or May 16th, depending on where you live. And it was at 25 degrees and 18 minutes of the fixed water sign of Scorpio, which is really heavy. The moon in Scorpio is in fall position. It's very painful. It can deal with a lot of loss and buried emotions, buried wounds. And it was a south node eclipse about letting go of something. And Scorpio itself is a sign of death and elimination as well as transformation. But south node eclipses we let go. And Pluto, which rules the sign of Scorpio, had stationed retrograde just a day before the first eclipse in the series, which was a partial solar eclipse at 10 degrees and 28 minutes of the fixed earth sign of Taurus. And that new moon chart was a lot easier, that new moon eclipse. Eclipses are always wild cards and they're very jarring, but there was some creative potential. Venus rules the moon in Taurus. It's exalted there. Venus and Jupiter were conjunct in Pisces, where they love to be, but eclipses can shake us up and wake us up in a very dramatic way. And in that case, it was conjunct Uranus, the planet of shock and surprise and the unexpected. So a few people I know got very good opportunities that came in for them, and it was creative ventures or financial ventures. And one person I know unfortunately got very bad news the following day. So it, on the day of the eclipse, this is heavy energy. And that was the day I believe that Naomi Judd took her life. And that was very sad too. And a lot of focus on mental illness because there were a lot of points transiting in the mutable water sign of Pisces right prior to that eclipse season. And so, depression, suicide, addiction, escapism, social anxiety, and alienation will be a big theme, I think, and already are, but as we get to the age of Pisces and how we can heal mental illness and how we can address that, because there's a lot. We've been going through a very difficult time. I think at this point, most people know somebody that's passed away, or indirectly, or in most cases directly at this point, unfortunately, and loss of so many things. And in the midst of these eclipses, Mars entered Aries, Jupiter entered Aries on May 10th and brought a lot of fire to the sky, and then Mars entered its rulership of Aries on May 24th, and it's been causing a lot of trouble. It loves being in Aries. It's good for getting things done, but in the same vein, that's when we saw all these shootings, with the Jupiter energy that began in the middle of May, and then when Mars changed signs on May 24th was the day of that awful shooting in the school in Texas. So, and even over the weekend, I knew that there'd be a lot of, fiery energy, and there definitely were, and that's going to be, Mars is in Aries until July 5th, Jupiter is in Aries until October 28th. So just being on your own, being aware of using the passion to fuel you to get things accomplished, because Mars is very effective in Aries. Jupiter in Aries is expanding through having courage and passion, but not letting it expand the rage and not letting it, cause you to be impulsive or reactive to people. And this week, so we're out of the eclipse season, but we're still reeling because that was a very, very heavy eclipse, eclipses. So now we're out of the eclipse season. this week, Mercury, the planet of communication and information, stations direct on June 3rd at 26 degrees and 15 minutes of the fixed Earth sign of Taurus. And that occurs at 7 o'clock a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. And that is a time that we're going to be able to move ahead more. Mercury is setting off the total lunar eclipse that occurred on May 15th at 25 degrees of the fixed water sign of Scorpio. It's setting it off by opposition and giving more information about all that was revealed. A lot of information got uncovered. A lot of things became more clear because eclipses really want you to see things, and they often make you see things in a different light. So now, how do you move forward? Now Mercury is direct. It will re-enter the mutable air sign of Gemini on June 14th, and that will help to bring more, forward thinking. It loves being in Gemini, but right now it's helping you to process all that's occurred since this eclipse season. On the following day, Saturn, the planet of karma, restrictions, responsibility, and hard work, stations retrograde at 25 degrees and 15 minutes of the fixed air sign of Aquarius. We feel that 5 days before and 5 days after, and that emphasizes the qualities of that planet. And with Saturn, it is about limitations. It is about structure and responsibility and taking ownership, and it can feel more pressured or restrictive during that time. And both Saturn and Mercury are, again, bringing to light the story of the recent eclipse. And in that case, in the lunar eclipse, it squared Saturn, the planet of restrictions, and that brought more endings or reality checks for people. And now, Saturn is retrograding in Aquarius. It's only going to be in Aquarius until March 7th of next year. So we have it for less than a year, this new age of Aquarius, and its brilliance and its unpredictability, but also futuristic trends and things we're all assimilating to, and building community in a very difficult time, which is very important. And approaching the age of Pisces, in which we're going to be dealing a lot, I think, with selfless love and creativity. It's very good for the musicians and the artists and creative people, and again, a lot of focus on mental health and tools that we all need during this time. So Saturn stationing retrograde, we're starting to feel that now as I do this video. Mercury stations direct, that's good news. And we've got Mars and Jupiter transiting in Aries, and that is, forward moving action. Venus is currently transiting in Taurus and its rulership. Mars is transiting in Aries and its rulership. And then by June 14th, Mercury will be in its rulership. So that helps to make things move forward. But with Saturn and Mercury, right now Mercury is squaring Saturn in the sky. So not only are they setting off the recent eclipse, but they're squaring one another. So that could be where you feel like the glass is half empty, or a reality check again of what you need to do to accomplish or learn, what do you need to learn to get things done. But reframing your thinking and realizing that Mars will help you to move ahead and take direct action. Don't be angry or impulsive in it, So good luck. We've got 2 planetary stations this week. We had a new moon. We are out of eclipse season. And take care. Thank you.